fire away if you have some.
You mentioned the word before, streaming of this event. What about streaming parts of the IAC, like the plenary sessions? Will that, is it happening? Will it happen?
Well, you know, the IAC, I think you all share this in organizing the SGC. We have our plans, and then sometimes we don't realize all of them. We are going to try to do some streaming video of the plenaries as well this year. I don't know if it's all going to work out or not. I must say that one of the things we find is that our agenda, it's really, the agenda is so large, there's so many things we're trying to do that inevitably some of them we're not going to succeed on every year, and we'll pick them up next year. But the simple answer is yes, we intend to do streaming video. Also, just so you know, our goal, each of you who registers for our Congress gets a CD. Many of you are probably familiar with that. Our goal first is to get the authors, yourselves included if you haven't done this, to upload prior to the Congress your paper on the CD. We encourage you to also upload your presentation, your PowerPoint, if you have a presentation. And so that theoretically will all be on the CD you get when you register. Historically, we don't get them all for many, many reasons. I think on the papers we have about 82-83% this year, which is pretty good considering 1,400 papers from all around the world. But nevertheless, they won't all be on there. So what we've done with some very capable IT professionals is we've buried in the CD a key. Probably some of you will find it. But anyway, it'll be buried in there, and the idea of it is that when you put it in your computer, it'll give you access to a website where we'll upload the rest, whatever isn't in there. And on that website will also be the whatever plenary presentations are given to us, because usually the plenary speakers don't want to give their presentation out until just before the plenary or just after. So we'll put those on there in PowerPoint form. And if we're successful with streaming video, we'll put that on there too. We may also, perhaps not this year, because we want to use this to promote the IAC, we may also provide after-the-fact access on our own main website for the plenary presentation, so people can go and so we can promote it. But we don't want to discourage people from coming to the Congress. So if we give it to you right away, then why not sit at your home in Toulouse or in Bangalore, rather than whether we go to the Congress, and that defeats our purpose.
My question for you is, over the last 15, 20 years, how has your communication in organizing the event changed? And what tools do you use? Because this morning I had one presenter talking about new tools that are developing every day that help us plan events like this. You deal with the same thing we do. You're working on every time zone on the planet, you're working across continents. What do you use for organizing?
Well, we certainly, our goal is to use all of the available tools, and the computer, the internet is a major, major tool, which we're expanding our use of greatly. So the key tools that we've advanced on over the last 5 years are the fact we've now gone to all our papers in PDF form. They're now all uploaded, as I mentioned earlier, and then produced on a CD. We never did that before. And it's really a right of coming to the Congress. Before, if you would have, say, gone to the World Space Congress in Houston in 2002, or the conference in Toulouse the year before in 2001, the only way you get any of those papers is to walk up to the paper room and pay 4 or 5 euros a paper for them. And you'd only get, obviously you wouldn't buy very many because it quickly eats into your pocketbook. Now you get them all free. So that's one thing. The other thing is in organizing, and that was your key point, we're using our website more and more as a tool for organizing. And we want to have these technical committees, for instance. The technical committees have a key role in organizing the conference. We want to have them do a lot of their paper sorting and evaluation on the web. Each committee, we're not quite there yet, but within the next months we will be. Each committee has its own spot on that website with their own separate login. So if you're a member of the Space Transportation Committee, you can log on there and you could do your evaluation. You can also, you see, the key thing for us is not to just have it focused on the Congress. That's important, but also have it focused on information exchange in general. So if someone in China has done a paper on the Long March program, and it's a published paper, and they want to share it with their colleagues, they can upload it. And it's available to all of you. It might be a professional paper that isn't normally published, but it's publicly available, and they make it available to you. So we will use the internet and the web as much as we can because it doesn't respect time zones. It's really quite reliable, and we find it very helpful. I think it's been helpful for all of you in organizing the SGC. We'll get to everybody, but go ahead.
Thank you, Jim, for this presentation. Although SGC and IAC are two congresses of very different scales, I was wondering what are the major challenges you guys have in organizing IAC, and how do you deal with them, and perhaps we learn from you?
Well, I think one of the major challenges in organizing is simply the sheer scope of the event. And also the fact that the organizing country and organization ultimately has to pay some money out of their pocket to make it happen. It isn't, these conferences are not money-making events for the organizers. They're events that they do for many other reasons, one of which is prestige, the opportunity to use the conference to promote the space programs in their country and in their regions. And so it's all about money when it comes to organizing. But these are very, very complicated events if you think about it. Today there's this meeting, there's a UN IAF workshop for people, managers and others from developing countries who are looking at water resources management, the use of space technology for water resources management. They meet for 2 days. There are numerous additional events that are taking place during the week. The Center for Strategic and International Studies of Georgetown University, together with UNESCO and the IAF, have organized an event on space education and exploration for the Wednesday of the Congress. And all of these things are happening at the same time with so many formal meetings that are also scheduled. So keeping track of it all, having the logistics available to support it is a daunting task. Our colleagues from the University of Valencia, which have put this together, their eyebrows would go up if they were sitting in this room. They've done a marvelous job. Nothing ever goes perfect in life, so there'll be problems this week. The thing that'll keep us all happy is the sunshine, and we're going to have plenty of that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful spot. And by the way, I guess you all haven't been over to the Congress Center, but it's an inspiring place. It's really amazing, absolutely amazing. But each year the problems are a little different because the setting and the logistics and even the cultural issues are different in every part of the world. I take it as a challenge, but I also think it enriches us. It enriches us personally and professionally to adapt to those new situations. So it's tough, but it works. And by the way, all of you can help us. I talk about organizations because the IAF is a federation of organizations. But really, the glue that makes the federation work are the 500 to 1,000 volunteers who put it all together. Just as is the case with what you're doing in the SGC and the SGAC. So those are the people who we're really indebted to, and as I said earlier, join us.
You earlier said that it would be a part of the technical committee in IAC. Could you suggest ways to get it to the...
A technical committee? Well, first of all, they're all on our website. There are only 13 of them right now. And that's what I was alluding to when I said we were working with the IAA to synergize our efforts. So that's going to take us a year or two. The ships turn slowly. But the goal ultimately is to expand, from the IAF standpoint, expand the number of technical committees and their scope. So we cover more or less everything. We have, for example, an Earth Observations Committee in the IAF, and we have a small Earth Observations Mission Study Group in the IAA. That shouldn't be. We should figure out a way to have actually either two separate committees or two parts of one larger committee, and it should be an IAF committee because actually our colleagues, I'm a member of the IAA, in the Academy are really focusing on studies, not organizing committees. So that's one of the things we're trying to sort out. But when you have volunteers, all of whom are giving a great deal of their time and enthusiasm, you don't want to just say, no, you can't do that. We have to figure out a way to get everybody to agree on how we go forward.